Hi, everybody.
Hello, folks. Welcome. And we had a little delay. We had a technical problem. In other words, Google Plus crashed and said we have an error. All right. So I had to reboot everything. But we're looking at Presidente tonight, which was originally called El Presidente, the President, but they changed it to President. Interesting thing is that this beer was introduced 80 years ago. So it's the 80th anniversary. They're talking about that on their website. It's from the Dominican Republic. It's the most famous beer from there. In 2004, they introduced Presidente Light. And then this year, 2015, for the 80th anniversary, they invented a new beer, which I've not seen in any store, called Presidente Black.
Huh.
It's a 6% high, gravity, extra strong Presidente, and they had a lot of promotionals for it. I noticed on their Dominicana website, Dominican website. Now, it's produced by a company called Cervecería Nacional Dominicana, which was recently bought out by Anheuser-Busch InBev. No shock there. And now I'm going to introduce who we have. Now, from out west, we have Paul, and from down south, we have Jean in Alabama, and myself in Louisiana Beer Reviews, Jean with Movie and TV Ramble and Beer Ramble. And we have Maria Devon up north. We have Maria Devon in New York with Maria Devon, the girl next door, and we have Thomas Meadow, also known as Eric, with Massachusetts Beer Reviews up in Massachusetts, obviously.
Hello.
Okay, first of all, before we start with this beer, who has had it before?
I had one an hour ago with some tacos, so I have.
I've had before.
Maria?
No, sir. This is my first time.
Paul?
This is my first foray into the Dominican Republic.
Okay. Now, before we go into it, really what we're drinking is just an ordinary old beer. I mean, it's going to be one of those beers that tastes like beer, you know what I mean? 5% alcohol, just regular old stuff. So don't expect anything exotic. We're not doing
My beer, and I noticed that earlier when I had one with tacos, the carbonation was screaming out of the bottle, and it almost overflowed out of the bottle.
Very carbonated, yes.
Now,
Yep, I got bubbles coming up like crazy. Mm-hmm.
Now, up north in Massachusetts and Maria up in New York, did y'all have to pay a lot for this? Because I want to talk about that for a moment.
I found it for $8.99 a six-pack in my town.
Okay.
I bought the single, so it was under $2. I'm sure. I'm thinking it was like $1.75. I don't even remember, but I was happy to get it because I hadn't seen it.
And you just got a 12-ounce bottle, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty nice.
Or whatever it is. I didn't really look. 11 point. If they do it that way, I don't know how they do it.
I would almost guarantee it's 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says 12 in mine. Yep.
Where is it? I don't see it.
Right on the left-hand side of the labeling.
I paid too much. I paid
Mine's 12.
I paid over $3 for this bottle, which was a ripoff.
Hello?
$3 for that? Wow.
It's well, you see, maybe it was $2.75. It was some kind of ridiculous price. It's a 22-ounce bomber bottle. I was at a gas station over there in Kenner, Louisiana, and I was like, I don't feel like going. Let me just get it. But I was stupid because I could have gone to Dorgnac's in Metairie and got a six-pack for $6.99.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, $6.99. And Paul, you paid a lot. Would you say $7.99?
Oh, you're muted now. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I know he paid $7.99 because he told me that on the phone yesterday. And Jean?
I paid $9.53 for mine, and that was taken.
Well, you got ripped off. Oh, yeah, you talked about that. Paul's got to unmute himself. You talked about that. You said, oh, I got taken. So you got taken and I got taken, but that was my own fault because I saw the price and I was stupid and I paid it.
$7.99.
Yeah. But I said I have to get it because I have to do this review. So.
Well, we appreciate it. We appreciate it. Now, okay, so let me see what it says on the website for the company. It says, and it was named after a dictator named Trujillo, which was kind of an infamous guy. But anyway, Presidente brings you the true essence of the Caribbean. Now, this is what they're saying. Nothing else can compare to its refreshing, smooth, and lively taste. That's why every sip becomes a celebration.
Woo!
Arrive.
It's crafted by brewmasters who profoundly understand the Caribbean taste and lifestyle. Well, I'm sure that's true since they live down there, and the beer's been around for 80 years, and it's very popular. So I'm sure, 1 million people aren't drinking it in Dominican Republic, saying how horrible it is every day. Anyway, it's probably more than 1 million, and we do have a Latin American population here. So the availability in the U.S. is very minimal. Unless it's a place like Louisiana or Mobile along the coast, or in New York, whatever, where you have these Caribbean populations. Otherwise, they just won't sell it. There's a baby. Okay. Now, now he's in a good mood. He was throwing a fit earlier. Now, we'll go to Mobile.
She was.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. She.
Hey, cutie. Hey, pretty baby.
I know it's hard to keep up, Jay. I know.
Every time I turn my back, there's a new baby. Now, but yeah, that's not James. That's the other. That's the new baby. Now, that's okay. Now, Jean.
Marie.
Huh? Who?
Keep saying that I mute Paul. That's not
Marie.
true.
Marie.
Yeah, Marie.
Okay.
You didn't mute Paul. Okay.
I
Jean, what are you saying about the appearance? Look at all that lacing I'm getting. But
I'm getting a lot of lacing too on mine, as you can see. Very carbonated. This beer, and it's it's a very nice texture to this beer. Very has a nice little, very nice balance, nice finish to it, and it's I think probably one of the more better lagers I've had. Like I said, the first time I had this was 2008. I was on a cruise ship, stopped, Carnival, stopped at Cozumel and picked up El Presidente and enjoyed it a lot. I only paid like $1, on the street somewhere. So, and like I said, I never had it again. So this is my second time having this. So the texture is quite good. I like the color. Pretty decent lager.
Yeah. And now to Maria. Now, Maria, do you notice that thick, frothy head? Now, I don't know what you're getting. That's what we're getting.
Oh, I don't know, but my appearance is good. They're calling it a Pilsner. So Beer Advocate is calling it an AAL. The bottle is calling it a Pils. So it presents like a Pilsner, right? It's golden, it's clear, it's got a nice flourish of bubbles. There's, nice bubbles rising constantly. The head was decent, about a finger.
Yeah.
It lasted this long, but I don't know. It has like an awkward, weedy hop with like a minty backing to it. I don't know, but it's malty. It's got a malty scent. I'm not smelling any diacetyl, no DMS, no off scents or flavors. But when I tasted it, I noticed it's not at all bubbly. And there was a question about the date on the bottle, so we'll talk about that when I'm done. It's not that bubbly. It's not dry. It's wet. It's got a bit of sweetness even on the nose. Let me drink it some more, and maybe I'll have some more to say.
Okay, now, mine says January.
Mine says July.
January
19 of this year, so if it's already past the date.
No, mine's saying January 6, 2016. So my best buy date is January 2016. So I'm within the freshness date. And
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you right now,
And you can tell.
mine is very bubbly, and it's a dry finish. So I think maybe you got stuck with an old bottle. I'm not sure.
Well, I
really do, and I think it's evident in the flavor. And there's even a little bit of bitterness that's coming through. Like as this sinks into the finish, right, it's just like a sinking little malt. I don't know what it wanted to be, but it's just sinking into the finish, and there's a little bitterness, and it's very awkward. I don't think I have the best sample. I really don't.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That's okay.
My bottle says May 11th, 2015.
Oh, that's the
Oh, and Eric's got an older one than me again.
That's my brother's birthday, by the way. but I don't really notice. I noticed the same exact thing when I had my Taco Bell Taco Kit dinner earlier, which it went well with. I noticed the same exact thing when I opened the bottle. Literally, the carbonation and the head and the foam rushed out of the bottle really, really, really fast and created a lot of this frothy kind of lacing on it. And it's a little bit pillowy as well. The carbonation and the head.
My head is like
it's very, very, very carbonated looking. It does look like it looks more like a champagne of beers than, well, we won't go there, but it looks like a champagne of beers.
I'm getting a really frothy head, and I noticed no one said anything about skunk.
There's none of that, no.
I honestly didn't notice it in the first bottle I had either. I do notice, again, I think Maria said like corn husks or something like that.
Yeah,
I am noticing that.
Yeah.
A little bit of a spicy hop. I mean, there's a little bit of a light fruitiness. It's really, really light in between those malt and those bready notes. Maybe like a citrus, maybe like a lemony or a light orange citrus. And I did not mute Paul. Huh.
Yeah, I know. I keep saying that. Paul did it.
I keep muting myself when the baby talks up.
Since I did it. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, it's a nice, crisp, clean, refreshing flavor. It does have those adjunct grain type, flavors, but I think it's a very, very dry finish, and it's smooth throughout the drink. That it's not overly adjunct in the mouthfeel for all that long. It's actually really nice. Reminds me of a good European lager. Yeah.
Right.
Paul?
Can you come back to me?
Yeah.
My date on my beer says August 17th, 2016. So.
Yeah, you got a fresh one. Everyone has a fresh one but me and Eric.
Sorry.
And it's been warm. I mean, it was set for today, but when I bought this on, what was it? When I bought this beer? I bought this beer Monday. And, of course, it was very warm, and I tried it again yesterday, and I did a review, which I'll post on my channel. But this is a perfect beer for the summer, more so for the summer than this time of year, I think.
Yeah.
I think mine shows evidence that it was put together well, that it was crisp, like Eric had said, because one way I can tell that is I'm not getting any residual sweetness. As much as this beer has separated into its parts because it's getting old, I'm not getting any sugary, you know what I mean? Nothing like that. I'm sure that it was going for bready because I'm tasting a little bit of breadiness, even though it's kind of sunk down into a little bit of heaviness because it's also missing some bubbles because it's getting older. But I agree. I think it would have been good if it had been fresh.
What about green apple?
No.
Yeah, that's a good
not
one.
really.
I'm
not
getting.
finding that this was a skunky product to me, at least. I think they did a good job. At least I think at least from my expect, they did a very good job transporting it so it didn't become skunky.
Yeah, and I'm getting a little biscuity, and I'm getting some of that Heineken grassy hops.
Yes.
Kind
I was gonna say, like it really reminds me of the kind of the premium European lagers that we've had, like the Becks and Heinekens, and what's the ones from Canada, Molson Canadian, places like that.
Moosehead.
Things like that. They're crisp and clean, similar to an American lager, but I don't know, a little more body to it, a little more flavor. I mean, it's really good. I like it. So.
Look at the baby. Now the baby's thinking like, when I'm older. Now,
Presidente.
Presidente.
The baby's going to grow up in like Pilsners. Huh.
I wanted to ask. What is the difference between a Pilsner and a lager?
Okay, now
exactly.
Pilsner's a type of lager.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
okay.
That's it. It's just little slight variations on the style. For the style of beer that Beer Advocate is calling this, I don't think it is. I had my guidelines open to the standard American lager, and basically it doesn't fit this description at all. And those are like. Right here is where the difference is, from little to no malt aroma to like a bready aroma to the Pilsner, right? Or low to none hops, and the Pilsner shows a lot of hops usually. Has a very prominent hop. So it's just like little variations. The best thing to do is to just put them side by side, you know, the style guidelines, and just go with your finger, and you'll see that it's different here, it's different there. Mouthfeel can be a big difference from style to style.
Yeah, and you know, Maria, a lot of these companies, they use, or I should say, they abuse the word Pilsner. You know, like
Miller Lite.
Go get a bottle of Miller Lite. It'll say a fine Pilsner beer. Now, come on now.
I don't get anything else from this, though. I mean, is anyone tasting corn? I'm not tasting a whole lot of
But if you get a well-made American adjunct lager, like say a Tecate from Mexico, you're not going to pick up the corn in the off. It's going to taste really good. I think Eric knows and Jean knows what I'm talking about with the Tecate.
So you're implying that if you taste the corn, that it's not good?
No, I'm saying that they must have done this well, as you know, kind of mediocre as my beer is, because it's older. I can see the places where it was well made. I think it had enough malt in it. The American adjunct lager is famous for being thin malt, right? Like high sugary malt, you know, and fizzy. This one is not that. I can tell that right away. This one had a breadiness. This one had some malt stance in the glass.
Yeah.
So if it had been fresher, it would have been a lot better.
Yeah, it reminds me more of the German style, a German style Pilsner, than even like a Euro Pale, because it has enough of that. To me, it has enough of a presence, which is also what I like about it. It has enough of a presence of a light grassy hop. It has those biscuity, malty notes that just remind me of something like a Beck's or a Radenberger or something like that.
Yeah, and when I first drank Presidente back around 5 years ago, I thought it was a much better than average beer. I mean, yeah, it's probably made with corn as the filler or the adjunct, but it's not. Well,
but there's also no off flavors, right? As old as this is, so there's another way to tell that this was well made. Like this may have started to get, you know, melanoid and malty, that little bit of richness from the malt showing through, but I mean, it doesn't have any DMS. I'm not getting cooked vegetables or anything like that. There's a corn scent, but you know what I mean? It's not. It's nothing like, oh my God, there's, you know, it smells like this and it tastes horrible. No, it as old as mine is, it still tastes pretty good.
You know, it's making me think a little bit of Miller High Life, but I drank a Miller High Life Friday night, and I noticed that the High Life was a lot more, it had a lot more bitterness in the back taste. You know, if you drink High Life and you think about it, it does have a lot of almost even harsh hop bitterness.
This is old school review with the typewriter.
So maybe he's just playing with stuff. But I was thinking about that when I was walking around, because I was walking around on U.S. Highway 90, actually, drinking that High Life out of a 16-ounce can because I was trying to sell some extra tickets that I had, which actually I did do. But I was thinking, man, this beer has almost an abrasive hop bitterness in some ways. I guess they're using those. I thought it tasted like those Northwestern hops. But this beer is similar to the High Life as far as the foam and the appearance and the bubbliness, but I think the bitterness from the hops is less harsh and it's more grassy. But I don't know, that's just an observation.
Is it actually fizzy though, Jay? I mean, is it fizzy, or is it just crisp carbonation?
I guess crisp.
Yeah, because that's a huge difference from fizzy to just, you know, moderate or what you would call
right.
bite.
Whoa.
That's what my beer is missing. My beer is missing any bite from carbonation.
Yeah, you're right. Because
part of the Pilsner.
I think the beer lost all the carbonation at the exact moment it opened.
It saw me coming, and the bubbles, they all ran away.
You know, yeah. You know, Maria, when you talk about fizzy, you're making me think of stuff like Duvel.
Yeah, Belgians can be bubbly. Those are effervescent, though. Yeah.
I've got
They're
some
supposed to-
burping going on, so I think I have some bubbles in mine.
Yeah, when you drink that Duvel, though, you take 3 good sips, and then you make a burp that like catches you in like a you're like, you know what I mean?
Like Booger in Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah, it's just
Yes.
like, but this one is not that belch inducing. But Jean, okay, I guess we could talk about this forever, but it's not that complicated of a beer.
No.
Well, I'm enjoying it. I mean,
Well, I'd say this about it.
It's
I'd
a
say
good
this
beer.
about it,
It's a
Jay.
good beer. It's a good pilsner.
This kind of reminds me of like
I agree, Jean.
I would like I like it better than Corona. Like I could see this replacing Corona for like Eric's Tacos or Mexican Night or something.
I have to get a fresh one then. I'm a fan of Corona. I actually like that one.
Yeah, you and I examined that one day. We didn't.
Yeah. This one doesn't have the little hit of sulfur at the end that the Corona has. That's why I like that one. Because that one's bready and dry, and it has that little bit of sulfur at the very end.
And it's better without the lime.
Well, I think that's why the people put the lime in, because they don't like that taste. But I do. That's part of the beer. That's actually an authentic part of the beer.
No lime for me. The beer is perfect as it is. That's just me. So.
Margaritas are for limes.
Paul,
Yes, sir.
don't you think this beer Presidente would go well with like empanadas?
Yeah, I think anything like that it would pair well with. I mean,
With a lot of onions.
with a lot. It has to be a lot of onions.
Don't
That would
put
be
too
the key.
many onions.
How many onions are you going to put in that? Three small onions?
Yeah. Well, but
Nobody gets it.
I got it. 3 onions.
3 onions. That's small onions.
A baseball bat at him. But no, but I think it would go well with
You
really
slice the garlic so thin it liquefied in the pan.
right.
Sorry.
I think it would go well with really spicy ground meat empanadas with a lot of black pepper and onions and some I'm not gonna say heavy cheese, but like maybe like Colby cheese. I'm thinking of Colby cheese. I don't know why.
Colby J.
Got something in mind. It'll be on the table by midweek.
Maybe it's a
Maria, I would like you to go get a fresher bottle one day. I don't mean now. I don't mean rush out and go look for it. But one day, if you ever see a
If
bottle.
you could hurry up before we finish this review and go get another one, that'd be great.
No, but maybe one day find a fresh bottle and then revisit it because.
I would like to. Like I said, I would like to. The other thing I don't think is something I'd like to see, fresher is I don't think the hops presence quite makes Pilsner. I think that as much as you're noticing them, I don't think they're Pilsner stature in that their glass. I think the balance in this beer is towards the malt.
Yeah.
So,
But in mine, there is a little hop bitterness. But, you want a true Pilsner, do the Pilsner Urquell, right?
Yeah. Well, hey, how do you compare it to like Landshark Lager?
that one I haven't
Well,
Landshark wouldn't. It's not my thing now anymore.
I think Landshark is a lot softer of a beer, and it's hard to describe what I mean by that. But if you get Landshark Lager, it has a really soft mouthfeel. It's strange. It's Corona-esque.
I have a problem tonight. My palate's a little off because I have kind of cold, and I don't think I'm getting all the flavors I might usually.
Yeah, I had a cold last week. But, Landshark is an interesting beer. It's Corona-esque, but it is not the same. It's an oddball beer, and I do like to drink Landshark, especially out of a can. Yeah, Jimmy Buffett developed that with Margaritaville restaurant chain.
Only brewed in Florida, Tallahassee.
I'm glad you brought that up. I think we might need to examine that beer.
That's an easy one to find.
Yeah, no joke.
Maybe there's a giant can of it somewhere.
Yeah, they used to have the 16-ounce cans all over, and then those kind of disappeared. Now, the last question I'd like to go with is, would you buy the beer again? I would buy it again, but I wouldn't pay what I paid for the Bomber. I would definitely pay $6.99 for a 6-pack, though. So, yeah, I would buy it again, certainly, but that's only me. Now, Eric?
The more that I'm drinking this particular bottle, and now I had one about an hour ago, and I didn't notice any of that skunking flavor. I'm noticing that the slight DMS, a little bit of that green apple thing going on as I drink the bottle. But still, for all these various lagers that we've tried on the channel, this is actually turning out to be one of my favorite ones that we've done so far. I would definitely buy this again. I think it's got a lot of the ingredients that make a good lager. You can taste, like Maria was saying, that it was very well put together. I would definitely buy it again, for sure, yeah.
Okay, so Eric would buy it again. Now, looking at the baby, it's making me think, I remember when I was a baby, I used to love beer, you know, like, well, I don't know about other states, but in Louisiana, it was very common for people to let babies sip beer, you know, and I can remember being at barbecues and crawfish boils and when they were frying catfish or whatever, or boiling shrimp, and you know, you're real little, and I would say, let me have some, and they would drink. It would always be like Schlitz or Falstaff or Dixie or Miller High Life, and I can remember it's always hot, you know, it'd be always like 93 degrees, you know how it is, Paul, it's like you're so hot, but you're a little kid and you're sweating, you don't ever care, you know, it never bothers you, you know, but then my daddy would let me drink out the bottle, you know, straight out the bottle, and it was so good, you know. And my daddy says, oh yeah, but all babies love beer. That's my father's theory. All babies love beer.
Well, here's the funny thing. Like, a lot of people would be offended by that today, and I think they'll shove Tylenol down their throats or some pharmaceutical product, but, you know, oh, God forbid you let them take a sip of beer.
Yeah, it's sort of a warped world now, but I just remember that. That's one of the things I can remember as a child, and
Drinking beer.
Maybe that's why I always feel kind of healthy. But now, Jean, would you buy it again?
For $9.53, no, I would not buy it again. Now, if I was back home in New Jersey, you know, since this beer is, and as you well know, the tri-state area, you know, a lot of Dominican Republic, you know, a lot of folks from different parts of the world, you know, that beer will be readily available. Now, being down here in Alabama, you know, I have to go to, travel here and there, way out to get this beer. So, and of course, you saw the price I had to pay for it, $9.53. So, I mean, I would love to buy it again, but if it's for $9.53 for a six-pack, no.
No, I mean, if you could get it like I could for $6.99.
Yes, I would.
All right. Yeah, I mean, for a reasonable price, not some outlandish price.
I know.
Okay. And then we're going to go to Maria, and then Paul, would you buy it again? Now, Maria, well, that's kind of controversial. Okay.
I'll look for another single. I should have checked the date, but I'm kind of glad that I didn't. And when I went to buy this single, that was not on my mind. I was getting it no matter what, so I just grabbed it. But I would like to try it fresh before I make up my mind. I can recommend it on what I know of it, but I'm not sure if I'm going to call it a Pilsner.
No.
You know, just because of what I'm tasting from the malt and the fact that these hops are not as prominent as they should be. So, I mean, that's my nitpicky thing that I can say, well, let me see. But, yeah, I mean, it doesn't taste bad at all. I can see where if it was fresh, it would taste pretty good. So that's where I'm wishy-washy. I need to try it again.
Yeah. Sometimes it's good to do those blind things like you did where you just pick it up and see where it's at, right?
Yeah. You can do like the J thing and re-examine it later.
Plus, it teaches you plenty if you get old beer, or if you're, if you just want to observe the beer. I mean, that's the best way to do it, is to not look at the date and then look at the date and say, well, I think the dry hopping fell off, or I think this is what's changed.
Yeah, they make you.
I mean, so it's a learning experience any way you do it.
They make you do that when you go for your Cicerone exam. They make you. I think what they do is you get 4 samples of one beer. You get you get the neutral beer, the control beer, and then they give you 3 other samples. They either have the green apple or the skunk or the diacetyl, and they make you figure out which one is the fresh one, which one's the bad one, and then they ask you the question, which one is unfit for drinking, why or why not, and that could be totally subject to your own opinion, which one's not suitable for drinking.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
This one being a little bit old and having a little bit of the green apple that I'm noticing is still highly suitable for drinking, if you ask me.
Now, Paul.
I still have mine. I'm not going to finish mine.
Oh, you're not going to finish it? Oh, man.
Bring it
If I
over
was
here.
if I was at your house right now, I would take care of that problem for you. Oh, well. I can't stand the waste beer, but when it came to camo, I did not finish it. I threw it against the fence. If you've ever seen that video, Paul, I know you'd buy it again, right?
Yeah, that's good. You know, I like it. Like I said, I think it's reminiscent of some of the more premium European style lagers that we've had in the past, like the Becks and the Heineken, whatever. Like, have we ever did Heineken before? I can't remember. But
We did. I don't know if you were
Pilsner or Kel.
Pilsner or Kel is a little more bite to it.
Now, next week we're doing something that's totally
off the charts.
It's not totally different. It's a beer, but it's a lot different. It's called Old Stock Ale from North Coast Brewing.
Yummy.
It is a beer that will knock you out.
Put hair on your chest. So.
I had it last night, the night before last. Can't remember.
And
I mean, it's really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and
take your time with it.
I took my time. It took me about 3 hours to finish it, I think. That's the thing, we can talk about it after we get off the air. Has nothing to do with Presidente.
Paul is always bringing it up with me about drinkability, and we agree. I agree with that because Paul is saying, sometimes he wants to just drink it and not have to.
Well, if you notice, like, it's almost like the stronger the beer is, the bigger the bottle they sell it in. It's like, shouldn't it be sold in a smaller bottle? I mean, I just want about 4 ounces of it, like the old stock.
I think that John Courage Imperial Stout only comes in that little 8-ounce bottle, too.
Yeah,
that's perfect. That'd be perfect.
That beer is good, yeah.
And I drank the Bourbon I drank that Bourbon County Stout Monday night in a 500 milliliter bottle. That's a half-liter bottle, and it was 14.3% alcohol.
That's like drinking a bottle of wine by yourself.
I mean, it was incredible. It was ridiculous. It was a joke. And I said to myself, after 2.5 hours it took me to drink it, I said, you know what? This is a world-class beer. There's no doubt. It is 100 out of 100. But it was not that pleasant to drink because it's so strong. It's like, I mean, yeah, I can inject heroin, but I don't know if I'd want to.
Jay, it's those type of beers, just like I said when I did the Abita, Imperial, Stout. It's one of those beers that, you have to sip at home, and it takes a long time because it's so kick-ass, Yeah. And by the way, that beer is sold out in my area. Nobody has it. That bear is sold out.
What, Bourbon County?
Like
the Bourbon County by Goose Island. The one you did review. It's sold out.
Come out here to the Woodlands. I saw just a whole end cap full of it, man.
Beer mail. We need beer mail.
I got two.
No, it was by here in Ithaca. Somebody had to tell you, so you would go down and get it. Or so you
just wait. You just gotta wait a few months. You'll still find it on shelves here and there.
Yeah, my friend still has it, but they only have 4
I'm sure they don't have it anymore. Whatever they had, I'm sure that bottle shop.
Wait a minute.
5 hours in a tent waiting for it.
When I left Mathern's today, they had 4 bottles left. And Monday,
I better hit the road, though, guys.
All right. Well,
Paul, be good, man. Be good, Paul.
Enjoyed it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next time, I'll bring some tacos.
Okay. For empanada. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye, baby.
He's lucky he can even come on these things, to tell you the truth. Now, but no, here's the thing. Some people like John Sharon waited 7 hours in a tent in a parking lot in Chicago. They drove from Indiana to Chicago, southern Indiana to Chicago, to go get that Bourbon County Stout.
Mm-hmm.
Here we are.
So for beer releases, they lined up at Ithaca 4 hours before the tap room opened in the snow for that sour, the last sour that they made, the Golden Luminous.
Wow.
And at Mathern's, the Bourbon County Stout showed up like the most ho-hum thing you ever saw in your life. It's just like, oh, it's here. And they put it on the stout. they put it on the shelf, and my jaw dropped. I'm like, what am I looking at? So I bought a bottle, and I came home, and I said, oh, they got it at Mathern's. And then all these people start telling me, can you go get me some? So I went and got a guy 2 bottles, and people were going crazy, like, it's going to sell out, it's going to sell out. Now, here we are 3 days or 2 days after, it still got it. So you know, some stuff that we get, it just sets on the shelf like it's no big deal, like the Founder's Breakfast Stout. Now, I know people go crazy over that.
Yeah, the Kentucky Breakfast Stout.
Oh, that's the KBS, yeah.
Yep.
No, that sells out quick, you know.
Never seen
it. Yeah, it's strange, you know, how that works. But anyway, I do appreciate everybody joining, and Maria, I really appreciate you joining us because I know Maria doesn't usually do the nighttime thing.
I past my bedtime, but I might show up again. Who knows?
Yeah.
Thank you, Maria. Perfect.
And you might show up with some old
Thank you
stuff.
for having me. Thank you for inviting me. Especially, and that's why I went out and got this beer, no matter what the date was gonna be.
Gotta put the
I
date
can
on
get
the
it. I'll
bottle.
get it.
Greg's Beer Reviews.
He's right though, you know. But next week we're looking at Old Stock Ale, a barley wine, basically an old ale, and that's going to be an interesting beer. And when that alcohol kicks in, it could be exuberant.
What is it? It says on Beer Advocate it's 11.8%. Woo!
Incredible. All right. Well,
Well,
thanks, folks, for watching this video production.
Good night, America.